Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my video about the first week of my training for the Tilburg Marathon that I will be doing this year. During this video I want to talk about mainly how the week went, and specifically about information about the week, so what I did and how the training went. Then I want to say something specific about my first, second and third training, and the training that I did for mobility, static and dynamic, and some core and strength exercises that I'm doing while following the system that Polar is providing through their application online. Besides my own trainings, so basically the running and the Polar training exercises, I want to talk a little bit about nutrition and the feedback that I'm receiving this week while I'm trying to follow a whole food plant-based diet while training for the Tilburg Marathon. And in the end I want to finish up with my overall experience for this week. So, to get started directly about the first part, the information about the week, I'm going to show you my results on the Polar Flow app. What you can see, you need to watch the second line, so not the first one. You can see on Tuesday, it's in Dutch, but it doesn't really matter. On Tuesday, the 6th of March, I did a running. The 7th, I did a strength exercise. During Thursday, I did some mobility. Friday, I did some running again, and Saturday, I again did some mobility. Specifically core exercises, and Sunday I did my long distance run together with a fitness and other test to see if I'm really good on track for preparing for the Tilburg Marathon. Okay, so that's the first part what I wanted to show you, basically how everything went and how everything or how specifically my training went. I'll show you that in a minute. But till so far you can see that I trained 6 days a week, while my running training was quite intense. The stretches, dynamic and static, and my strength training and core training wasn't really that heavy or as intense as the running. So next week I'm trying to improve that a little bit, so put a little bit more tension and a little bit more intensity in that training, and see how it goes when I'm doing the actual running, if it gives me enough benefit to continue growing or adding up more intensity, or that I'm only getting more fatigued for the preparation of my long distance run. So I will try to use that next week and see how that goes. The second thing that I wanted to show you is specific information about my first, second and third training that I did this week. Again, I'm going to show you the Polar results. What you can see over here is my first training during Tuesday. In this training I did a training based on time, so not specifically on distance. But as you can see, my distance is 12.25 kilometer. My speed was 1 hour, or my time was 1 hour 12 minutes and 12 seconds, and my average heart rate was around 151. To see my heart rate like that I'm not really that satisfied about it, but it's not a bad point to start from, because I was always used to have quite a low heart rate during my training. So in this training I was really satisfied with this heart rate, because I was running on new shoes, so I needed to keep in mind that I was running on new shoes, so I couldn't run at full capacity. It was a nice run, the weather was fun, or the weather was nice, and yeah, I quite enjoyed it. The first training of a marathon training is always special, so to run and to get these results, I'm quite satisfied. To go on to the second training on Friday, the running. Now I trained for 52 minutes and I did a distance of 9.18. If you compare it to the first training, my heart rate, or the average of my heart rate, was the same, 151, and the last time was also 151. So I'm quite pleased about that, because my distance in the second training was a little bit longer, over basically the same period of time. So I train a little bit shorter, but if you compare it in the end to my average speed in the second training of this week was faster. So I'm really thrilled about that, because I hope that my capacity of running a little bit faster in the second training already of this week is because of the plant-based diet, or because of I'm actually training specifically again for a goal. So I don't know what caused it, but I'm really happy that it's happening, so that I'm improving on such a short notice. And I really hope that it's because of the diet. The last training on Sunday, I did a long distance run of almost 2 hours. In those 2 hours I completed 19.44 kilometers, and I had an average heart rate of 153. If you compare it to the other trainings, my heart rate was just 2 points higher, so that's basically nothing. And my zone where I needed to train in, so basically my what really still a comfortable zone for me to walk in or to run in, was really difficult during this training, because I'm normally used to run faster. Right now I trained around 75 to 80% of my maximum capacity, and normally I do it around 84, 83. So I really was struggling with the fact that I had to keep it down a little bit. In the end, you can also see it because the line is almost in the yellow area that's above the number 3, so above the zone 3. And it's quite frustrating for me sometimes, because I wanted to run faster and faster, but I couldn't, because if I did so, my Polar watch would make a terrible noise, and it said, don't continue, you're running too fast, it's not part of the training you're doing today. So I had to keep that in mind, and to find a balance in training, sometimes it still stays a problem for me sometimes, because I just really want to run, and I want to run fast, and I just need to learn that it's not always for the good to just go and run. So I really need to learn that. It's really difficult. But again, the results are great. To run almost half a marathon in 2 hours, I'm absolutely satisfied with that. To have that on the first week of a training session. So that part was about the trainings that I did. So I showed you the first, the second, and the third one. And now I want to go on to the polar exercises. I don't have specifically, I'm going to show you something about it. Why? Because this week they were really short. I only did them for, let's say, 10 minutes for each training. So we did a dynamic stretch and static stretch. I did strength training, and I did core training. And basically I'm following a video of the Polar Flow app, Polar Flow system that supports my training. I'm really new to that, because normally I'm not the one who's following videos or instructions, but I'm giving the instructions. So it's really weird, but I just want to keep using them during my training period, because I really hope that they'll bring me some advantage during my long distance run. So that I can improve my quality of the run, and especially my experience of running, or improving on what I want to do with training for a marathon. So maybe next week, or the third or the fourth or the fifth week, I will speak more and show you more about the polar training exercises, the dynamic stretches, static and strength and core training. But for now I'll just leave it like this. To go on, the nutrition and feedback that I wanted to talk with you about. It's basically how I felt this week, because it was the first week that I'm using a really strict whole food plant-based diet. I did it for the last, let's say 10 weeks already. My basic was already a whole food plant-based diet, but in this experience, in this development, literally walking towards the marathon, I really wanted to do it strictly. So I'm taking all the rubbish, to say, I'm throwing it all out, and I only will consume plant-based whole food nutrition, or diet, or food, whatever you want to call it. And till so far I'm really how do I say it, it feels really good. Why? Because during each and every one of my training, I wasn't having any problems with my body. while I was not doing the training, my body felt really relaxed. Even after the training, I thought that I was recovering more quickly because of the diet. Because normally before, after, or during my training, I always have something that's bothering me. And in this week, there was nothing really going on in my training. Yeah, of course, I had some setbacks during the running that I had to calm down a little bit more, as I told you. During my third training this week, the long distance run, I had to calm down a little bit, but that has nothing to do with my training, with my nutrition. So the feedback that I'm receiving, in my opinion, is really positive. In the third or the fourth week, I'm going to share with you my results on my bodily change, or my changes in my body. So basically my weight, fat, muscle mass, liquid in my body, BMI, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to talk about that right now, but I am already really excited about the results of that, because it just feels really good. And I hope it's the combination of making goals, being strict about it, disciplined, and using just a really good diet. So a whole food plant-based diet should be, or if you follow the theory, it should be really good, and till so far I'm having great results about it. Overall experience of this week, yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know what I don't know what I can say any differently, but I'm really excited about how it goes and how it feels and everything that's going on in my body, but also in my mind. I'm dedicated. I really want to commit to these trainings. Also because I'm putting up these videos every week, and if I'm not dedicated, or if I'm not capable of doing it, then putting it online is really difficult, because then I'm getting a sort of fail experience. And even though failure is part of the learning process and part of the growing towards any specific goal, it's still something that stays in my mind. But it's a positive thing, because I'm still really excited for how it goes and how well the first week went. So next week I might make 2-3 videos. I don't know, maybe just one, or maybe just one. But just as this video, there will be one video about the experience of the first week. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was quite valuable for you. If you like this video, or if you enjoyed it, you can leave a comment down below, or just watch the next video. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.